Grand Admiral Thrawn, killed at the Battle of Bilberry. With the Empire in disarray after the loss of their leader, the New Republic made for a swift victory. The Imperial forces retreated, allowing the New Republic to take the shipyards. In the aftermath, with the help of Talon Card and Mara Jade, an alliance between smugglers and the New Republic formed. This allowed smugglers within the alliance to continue their work in a legal fashion and take on jobs for the New Republic with better compensation. Within a year, Imperial forces began taking heavy hits. Between infighting and the New Republic gaining ground, it seemed as though the New Republic would finally be rid of the threat that was the Empire. But somehow, Palpatine returned. Luke Skywalker was being taken to the dark planet Abyss, where he became the Emperor's new Dark Apprentice. This Dark Empire then went on to take several planets, including the galaxy's capital, Coruscant. Using his newfound position, Skywalker turned the Dark Empire's new weapons against them, killing Palpatine. Using his secret cloning devices, Palpatine reconstitutes himself to fight again. With this clone body deteriorating due to being unable to hold Palpatine's immense power, the traitorous royal guard, Karnor Jax, kills Palpatine and destroys all his clones. After this nearly 2-year-long campaign that began in Palpatine's resurgence, Dark Empire is defeated and reformed into the Crimson Empire, led by Jax. Before it has much chance to gain ground, Jax is killed by a defective royal guard, Yin Chor, causing the Crimson Empire to fade as quickly as it began. Concurrently, Leia Organa Solo became Chief of State, leading the New Republic to find greater stability. Luke Skywalker also began building out his Jedi Praxium on the fourth moon of Yavin. While creating this, one of his pupils, Kip Duran, is influenced by the dark side of the Force in the ruins of the Yavin Temple. This causes Duran to find an Imperial storehouse that knew nothing of the Emperor's passing, while they continue to research and build new superweapons led by Natasi Dala. Duran then steals the Suncrasher to destroy several Imperial holdouts and unknowingly kill his brother, bringing an end to his attack on the Empire. 12 years after the Battle of Yavin, Natasi Dala returned to the galaxy, with Imperial forces fractured and relegated to the Outer Rim. Dala decides to kill off all remaining Imperial warlords and turns control of all Imperial forces to Supreme Commander Gilad Pellaeon. With no Emperor to command their forces, Pellaeon became the most powerful person in the Imperial remnant. As a safeguard against any one person having too much power, the Council of Moffs is formed. This formally marks the end of the Galactic Civil War. Crix Madian is also killed at this time, but that isn't the most relevant to galactic events. After years of back and forth conflict, the fighting between the New Republic and Imperial Remnant settled down to border disputes mostly, as a species known as the Yavitha came forward from the deep core claiming to have been subjugated by the Empire. Winning over sympathy from the New Republic, the Yavithan forces known as the Duskin League started attacking New Republic ships and worlds in the deep core, claiming to be defending themselves. While Chief of State Organa Solo saw recordings from some of these attacks, she began planning her own counterattack. Learning of this, the leader of the Duskin League publicly stated that Organa Solo, is too much like her father and caused distrust in her from the New Republic High Council. In a new war that was as political as it was physical, the Duskin League did everything imaginable to sow doubt and leave morale low. This even caused many senators to charge Organa Solo with incompetence. Though the motion failed, it was a harbinger of more things to come, as Organa Solo lost the backing of the New Republic government. When Han Solo was captured by the Duskin League forces, the Senate held a vote of no confidence in Organa Solo. With the help of retired Chief of State Mon Mothma, Organa Solo stayed on as Chief of State. She was then able to declare war against the Duskin League, bypassing the Senate. After a drawn-out war, the Duskin League was defeated, but not without ramifications for the Senate. This would come to be known as the Black Fleet Crisis. With the wind down of the Black Fleet Crisis, Thrackan Sal Solo, cousin to Han Solo, became Dictat of Corellia. In a bid for power, Sal Solo attempted to use Centerpoint Station as a way to show power. In an attempt to test Centerpoint Station's power, the massive tractor beam was turned on the star TD-10036-EM-1271, causing it to explode. With the New Republic seeing this threat, they sent a fleet to deal with it handily. Due to this and the events of the Black Fleet Crisis, Organa Solo resigned as Chief of State, leaving the rest of her term to be filled by Ponk Gaberson. During this time, Supreme Commander Gilad Pellaeon was pressured into leading an offensive against the New Republic against his better judgment. After a few Imperial Remnant wins, the New Republic sent forces to take back what they had lost, causing major defeat for the Imperial Remnant, leaving them with no super capital ships and 8 sectors remaining in Imperial Remnant control. And then somehow, Thrawn returned. There were rumors everywhere of Thrawn's return and the battle strategies befitting Thrawn's tactical genius. While the New Republic was in disarray once again due to the release of documents stating that Bothans were involved in one of the worst genocides pre-Alderaan. Because the documents regarding the Ka'amasi genocide gave no names, the entire Bothan species was put on blast. Citizens demanded that the entire Bothan race pay reprimand for the actions of the few that were involved. Lando Calrissian attempted to go to the Imperial Library on Bastion to find a copy of the documents with more information, and failed. While there, Calrissian saw and confirmed that Thrawn had in fact returned. In a final attempt to find the complete Ka'amasi documents, the New Republic sent the errant venture in disguise to Yagam Minor to transmit the information to see if it could be found. All of this occurred while Supreme Commander Gilad Pellaeon attempted to broker peace with the New Republic. Having sent out a ship to ask General Garm Bel Iblis to meet and discuss peace, Pellaeon waited. Not knowing the ship was captured by Imperial forces not wanting peace, Pellaeon waited weeks with no word. Eventually, Organa Solo found him, and Pellaeon learned of the Imperial betrayal. Pellaeon then headed to Yagam Minor to find the root of this betrayal. Upon arriving, Pellaeon ordered all forces to stand down. Learning that they were under the command of Grand Admiral Thrawn, Pellaeon traveled to the Star Destroyer where Thrawn was supposedly stationed and discovered that the Thrawn was a fake. Exposing this Thrawn as nothing more than a con man hiding behind the clone of a royal guard, the man pretending to be Thrawn ordered all forces to stand down. Weeks later, peace was discussed, and the Pellaeon-Gaverson peace treaty is signed, bringing a true end to the Galactic Civil War. Concurrently, Luke Skywalker and Mara Jade tracked down a fighter of unknown design, having said the name Myth-Ra-Nirodo. Mara recognized this name as Thrawn's name given by his people. Investigating the planet of Neuron, Jade and Skywalker found a clone of Thrawn and a group that called themselves the Hand of Thrawn. While trapped in a room that housed Thrawn's clone, the room flooded, causing the clone to die. Having met those in charge, Mara found that Voss Park led the Hand of Thrawn, and that Soontir Fel, whom had long been believed dead and a member of Rogue Squadron of the New Republic, was backing this operation. Choosing to leave the Hand of Thrawn to their own devices, Skywalker and Jade escaped and learned that R2-D2 downloaded a complete copy of the Ka'amasi documents, proving which Bothans partook in the genocide and calming the people of the galaxy. In the newfound times of peace, Leia Organa Solo was reinstated as the Chief of State 21 years after the Battle of Yavin. A year later, Organa Solo resigned, and Borsk Fela became the new Chief of State, while Cian Sa became Supreme Commander of the New Republic Defense Forces. With large conflicts being a thing of the past, most people in the galaxy were free to do and travel as they pleased. There were, of course, small insurrections that bring cause for senators to mediate, but in the galaxy as a whole, people were content and welcomed the newfound peace.